One of the greatest business thinkers of our time was a man named Peter Drucker. Drucker once said, "Show me a business that has been consistently successful over a long period of time, and I'll show you a business where people are willing to make courageous decisions." Here's an example of that. There's a company you've probably heard of called Google, an incredible success story. Larry Page was talking about when he and his partners were just thinking up the idea of Google. Here's what he said. He said, most people have this fear of failing and doing something new. But in order to do stuff that matters, you have to get past that. Even when we started Google, we were thinking, oh my gosh, it might fail, or what if it doesn't work? I mean, think about that. They almost didn't start Google. He said we all had this idea of risk that we had just made up, and it almost kept us from doing something great. You've got to be willing to risk, even fail, and then risk again. Howard Schultz is the CEO of Starbucks, and in his office he's got a rack of magazines. It's all the same magazine on there. It's a magazine called Joe. Joe, which is for the slang for a cup of coffee, cup of Joe. Joe was a magazine about the coffee lifestyle, and Starbucks thought that would be a great idea, it'd be a huge success. Well, it wasn't. Nobody bought the magazine, and the magazine failed. And so the question is, why would he have a rack of copies of this failed magazine in his office? I mean, it didn't work. Here's what he says. He says, I keep those magazines here as a memento. It was an embarrassing defeat, and we lost a lot of money. But sometimes you have to have the courage to fail. You shouldn't be afraid of your mistakes. You have to have the courage to keep pushing. So, are you willing to take a risk? What's the courageous decision that you need to make?